Hey, Kevin Wright here. I thought you'd be interested in a question that came up at one of my recent Monday morning Q&A sessions. I go out live on YouTube at 8:30 every Monday morning, and a bunch of people jump on and ask me questions about property finance, and I answer them. So watch this video to see what answer I gave to this question. Is it smart to take a mortgage out or wait until house prices fall? Well, and I think I've dealt with this in one of the videos on my YouTube channel too, actually, Anton. Now, if you're going to take a mortgage out, by definition, you're going to be renting that property out. Because you don't take a mortgage on a flip, that would be really bad news, because mortgage lenders don't allow you to use mortgages for flips. So, you're going to rent it out. Now, the point about wait until house rises fall, well, you don't actually know that they are going to fall. There's a lot of talk they will fall, but they were saying that when we're in lockdown. And what have they done? Well, they certainly haven't fallen, they've risen actually. So, you know, I mean, probably going back about 15 years ago, I watched, I was not involved, but I was aware of this guy. And he consistently said from about sort of, well, it's actually more than 15 years ago, probably the early 2000s. And he said, I'm not going to buy a property, properties are overpriced. I'm not going to buy it until they start falling. And 5 years later, when properties have gone up, I don't know, 20 or 30%, he's still sort of saying, oh, I'm not going to buy until properties fall. So how many opportunities are you going to miss out on while you're waiting for this supposed fall in house prices that actually may not happen? So it might happen, but it might not. And while you're delaying for this thing that you don't actually know is going to happen, you just hope that it might happen because it'll benefit you. How many good deals are you missing out on? So that's one aspect. Another aspect is that, and I think I put this in one of my videos on YouTube, is just think the best way to express this. Now, if you buy a property, let's say you buy it at 100,000. Always use nice simple figures. You bought a property at 100,000, and it drops down to 90. Now, it doesn't really matter because in the short term, because you're excuse me, you're renting it out, and you're getting your rent every month, and whether it's worth 90, 100, 110 or anything doesn't affect the value or the amount of the rent you're getting. So when you've got a tenant paying you rent, you've got a mortgage, but the tenant's paying you rent, then the value of the property at that for that period of time is incidental. The value of a property only becomes relevant when A, you want to refinance it, or B, you want to sell it. And even when you refinance it, it's still an arbitrary value. So the only time the value of a property really matters is when you sell it. So and then you've crystallized at that point, at the point of sale, you've crystallized the profit or the loss that you've made. So and the point right now, because you're saying, oh, well, we're in a recession, the coronavirus has crashed everything, blah, blah, blah. Well, if that does hit, even the people that are predicting that, like Savills and the others were predicting it during the first lockdown, they were still saying, we expect it to be a V-shaped dip and it will bounce back by 2022. So, really, really difficult to time the bottom of the market, because if there is a dip, you only really know when that dip, happened retrospectively once it's bounced back, and you can say, oh yeah, look, well, okay, well that was where we actually had the dip, and because if the market does fall, how do you know it's not going to fall further? So, you know, in a falling market, when do you choose to buy? You know, that's the difficulty, you know, because you could buy and then it falls further and you think, oh, bugger, I wished I waited. But then you could have waited too long and it's already bouncing back up. So, you know, trying to time a purchase until you've got the right value on a property, you know, is incredibly difficult to do. And the reality is, if you've got a good deal that you can buy at the right price, that leaves you the right amount of cash in and it rents out well, buy it. Because the market will take care of itself. You know, if you're going to own that property for the next 5 or 10 years, the price you actually pay for it becomes progressively less relevant. A real good question, actually, Anton, because it's you know, it's not something that you can give a straight answer to. You know, we'll do this, do this, do this. Now, if you found that question and my answer interesting, there's a whole load more of this that goes on a Monday morning. Now, you can either log in through YouTube, or you can join my Facebook group, Recycle Your Cash for Property Investors, and get it streamed through there. The link is on this page. And if you want access to my whole back catalogue of Q&As, which is well over 50 hours of viewing time, then I've got a way to do that. Join Fiverr Tribe and you can get access to that back catalogue with a simple word search facility. So just type in the question that you want answers to and it'll come up on screen almost instantaneously all the times that I've mentioned your particular keyword. It's like having a property finance Wikipedia, I guess. How do you access this? By joining my Fiverr Tribe. Click the link on the page and guess what? It's a £5 a month. So I look forward to seeing you at future Q&As.